So bad.
Okay, check that it works. Check.
어머나. 얘를 어째. 아이고. Mess up there. This is 아이고. 어머.
That's all I know. That's all I saw.
Whenever something goes wrong, 맙소사. Wait, do you know that one?
No.
맙소사. It's also oh my god. 맙소사.
어머 세상에.
어머 세상에. Nobody knows it.
K
K-drama. How much K-dramas do you watch, Nick?
I don't actually go watch a lot. I only finished like 2 in my
But
life.
you've seen all the phrases in those 2 already.
I would watch variety shows and I would think
Yeah, I know the variety shows. Which ones?
like Weekly Idol or something like that. I watch Hello Counselor.
안녕하세요.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Some of the problems are so troll. My son wants to walk barefoot up a mountain. What the fuck?
What?
My husband hoards things from the 1970s. Bit of a problem. My daughter's a freaking loser. Oh, well, not in so many words. But.
Okay, guys, remember we're going to start with the presenter camera. All right.
My face is too close.
And yeah, we're going to start with the presenter camera, then we're going to switch to the local camera input. Then when you finish, switch back to the presenter camera. Okay? Cool. 24 folks.
How do I copy the link?
Do the double rotate.
Remove all evidence of these. You got it.
Yeah.
What is he saying? What is he saying?
Remember, the audience is here.
Oh, Shikori, here they come just to see you. God, relax, you'll be fine. Relax. Although my part's pretty small, so I can't say much. No one come. You know, I'll call this movie right now. Oh, DJ. Oh, shoot. DJ. There are a couple ways to spell nice. N-A-I-S.
Did anybody see an extra backpack down on the floor?
What?
Nani?
Why is that?
It appears that I've.
I feel a little bit suspicious.
I mean, who stole someone's phone yesterday? It appears I've lost my phone and I've been trying to ping it back.
Everybody take their backpack. We all had the same backpack. Literally.
Well, my backpack has candy in it, so it's a little more valuable.
I took your phone and you didn't even notice for like 10 minutes. So.
My phone's in my backpack for a little bit.
I missed the other day.
Ooh, it's being recorded.
Okay.
Recorded now, guys.
Purple Big Bears in 1 week. Oh, the bar is very high for this group, of course. Yeah, that's right, that's right. That's right.
It's not a competition.
The delay. It's a 3 minute delay, or like the
So
delay.
we'll probably give folks 4 minutes to actually show up.
I mean, it's fine.
No, it's more like stream delay to make sure it gets sniped in your days. Stream. They are too. Well, if at least 20 people show, we have our 50 minimum that Simon promised us. 50. 30 plus 20 of the the line is actually really whoa, I just realized. Do you use a ruler?
No.
You have to you have to do that with like just one hand.
Yes, one hand.
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm supposed to use two hands.
Well, like
this.
I would like hold my eye down and then go like, that's what I would do because have you ever seen me try to write even? It's awful. It's awful.
I only seen you type before. We've all been typing here. We don't write.
You know that writing activity we did? I showed my writing to a group that's starting left. You know we did that writing activity where we just like wrote? Like I showed my group like the random writing just to I showed my group. They're like, it's not a comma or a period. That's a period. That's a comma. That's a period. What the fuck?
You can't tell because you can't write.
They couldn't tell shit. I could. My punctuation was a comma or a period. Nani? 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 Yeah, quick. Nice. All caps.
Yes, that's it.
N-A-I-S-U.
So let me poke your face out.
All caps, by the way.
We're going to give you folks another couple of minutes before we begin.
I mean, if you have a YouTube account, that would be.
There you go. Nice. At least 7 U's. That's the minimum.
I did more than 7 years.
Justin, I can keep paying your nice.
Nani?
Someone else has to write that. It's not my responsibility to do so.
We know that the people are find out. That's why we're going to read these triplets, they would actually move. And this is made with these J creations. If you look on the left side,
Okay, one more minute.
She has a recording of it. She plays it in it. Oh, it's blasted then.
It's Friday morning.
I'm not telling you if they like actually are.
Okay, guys, I'm going to get started, I think. So, welcome to the Computer Science Summer Institute 2017 final project presentations. Every year, Google brings in 30 outstanding students who are rising freshmen who just graduated high school. They're going off to college in the fall. And we bring them here where they're not necessarily the best computer scientists. They don't have a lot of experience programming, right? If you know a lot, I can't teach you too much. These folks all came in with maybe not a lot of programming, but a lot of interest and they showed a lot of passion in technology and a lot of passion in computer science. So we took them in here, we taught them computer science. This last week, they've been working on the final project presentations. So today, we're actually going to look at them. Now, before we start, I'd like to say this program would be entirely impossible without the help of our dedicated instructors and TAs who are all volunteers. So thank you very much, guys. I think Sonia, a Google fellow, wants to say a few words, and then we're going to get started.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. This really means a lot to us that you're here to watch our students as they have evolved. There's been a lot of agony, there's been a lot of ecstasy, there's been some crying, there's been some joy, jumping jacks, there's been a lot of highs and lows, ups and downs, leaving your families for 3 weeks. This has been a, I like to call it somewhat of a sheltered start to your step towards college. I could not be more proud to be part of this. This was an honor to get to work with amazing students, and this was my first exposure to getting to teach, so thank you for that opportunity, and I look forward to staying in touch and having you be on this side of the table in a few years. So, congrats and good luck.
So as we get started, remember that these folks that came on here started basically from zero, so 0 to here. So we are looking forward to an action-packed presentation. First team, come on up.
Hello, my name is Marissa Sanchez. I'm from Casa Grande, Arizona, and I will be attending Boston University in the fall, and I'm the proud owner of a 5-year-old black lab.
Hello, my name is Jacobia Johnson. I am from Jacksonville, Florida, and I will be attending North Carolina Central University in the fall, and I am a proud owner of a lab mix that is 5 years old.
Hello, my name is Diego Gonzalez. I'm from Oakdale, California, and I'll be attending the University of California, Merced in the fall. And I'm pretty sad because I actually don't have a dog.
Yes, so we wanted to fill that void in Diego's life. It's very sad not having a dog. So we created Canine Companions so me and Marissa could share our dog with the rest of the world along with Diego, and so the rest of the world could share their dogs with us. So we're going to just start off with Diego going over the home features.
So yeah, this is the homepage. It's kind of a little description of like what the site is, you know, place to share your dog pictures with the rest of the world. So you can see on the right we have like the dog of the week. That is the picture with most likes every week. And right now we have Ricky. And so, but the more important part of this web page is down below where we have all the dog posts. These are all the posts gathered from every user who's logged into the site. So we've had a bunch of like people here in CSSI log in, post pictures of their dogs. They're all cute. So like you can actually see there's likes on the side of the pictures. So you can I can't actually log in. You can't actually like it right now because you're not logged in. But you can click on the user's profile to see more pictures from that user. So every post that the user has made is on this page. You can also see a little bio about the dog. So like, there's a bunch of stuff like their name, their age, their breed, favorite toy, a bunch of just information about your dog. And if you head to the All Profiles page, you'll actually see a list of every profile who's logged into Canine Companions and filled out the form for their dog. So you can click any one of these to just like see all about Marley, for example. And there's a bunch of posts there. I don't know what's up with the hometown. I guess that's a bug. CSS styling issues. But yeah, I guess I'll pass it on to Marissa to talk about logging in.
Okay, yes, as Diego explained, you really can't like anything without logging in, and you also can't work with our discussion board without logging in. So right now, we're going to be filling out the profile information for you guys just to show you that it works. So in this, as Diego said, you have like name, age, breed, etc. favorite toy, because that's very vital information that you need to know about my dog. So yeah, Jacoby is just gonna go through, fill this out with certain things. But yeah, so that's kind of as we wait for her to do that. No pressure.
You're taking too long.
And as you can see, all the information has updated. So the next thing that we're going to talk about on this page is actually where you share your dog photos. Currently, you can actually only upload one photo per comment, per post, but you can comment on it whatever you like. I can't actually read what that says, but
It says I love my dog.
oh, I love my dog, and it will automatically update, and you can actually like, now that you're logged in, you can actually like the photo, you can like your own photo. And like we said, you can have multiple posts here, but you just can't upload multiple photos at once. So again, Jacoby is gonna do that. Oh, Jacobia, I see that you have made a mistake in the spelling of hometown. That's not how you spell Jacksonville.
Oh no. How
Three
do
N's.
I fix that?
My goodness, I really.
If only I could edit it.
Yeah, you should try it. Just try it. We'll see.
What do you know?
Edit profile.
Wait. Programmers are lazy. I don't want to fill this all out. I just
Well,
want to fix one thing.
well, good news for you, Jacobia, because you can only fix one thing if that's all you need to fix.
Wow, thanks, Marissa.
Give it a shot. No,
Let's see.
just give it a try.
Oh my goodness.
All your Oh, well, did you look at that? You actually don't even have a profile photo set, and it's 404 dog not found.
We should fix that.
Yes. Let's see. My profile is not complete.
That took a lot of work.
Okay, now I'm going to pass it on to Jacobia to talk about our discussion section.
All right, so the next part of our website, we wanted to make it a little more user-friendly and have input from other users. So say you're having some trouble with your dog, you don't know what to feed them. You can go on our website, ask that question, and someone else can comment on that and help you out. So we'll just go down to make a post, we'll title it Need Help Now, because it's very important that we know what to feed our dog. And we'll just say, what do I feed them? Submit that, and it'll show up as the first post because it's the most recent. And then other users can actually go onto this page and comment within that. And so we're gonna have Marissa log in and comment on that now.
Well, you see, you know, I have vital information that can help Jacobia. So why don't you click on the post so we can go in there and see what I've commented.
Oh my goodness, I am supposed to feed my dog chicken nuggets.
Yes.
That's a thank you, Marissa.
You're welcome.
Refresh it again.
Oh, again? Oh wow, we have a lot of
Goodness.
fish sticks. That's a new one. Okay. So that was just a way to add more to the website, have others interact with each other. And our final one, Marissa.
Oh yeah, we just decided to do a little bit about us, so you can see where we're from, where we're going to university. And if you click on our actual photo, you will be taken to our LinkedIn profile, so you can connect with us on there because we're great, you know. But yeah, there you go.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the website. I guess now we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the challenges that we have faced while designing it. For me, mainly it was like a lot of work. I was doing a lot of the back end stuff, so like getting all the server side things running and like saving all the things to data store. That took a while to figure out, especially the saving the images. Like, I had to like figure out how to save them into a blob property and then get it out of there and like load it into the page. And it was really frustrating. It took a while, but when I finally got it, it felt amazing.
All right. Well, I'll first start off by thanking the two people beside me. They were really awesome. I'm really glad to have the opportunity to work with them. I mainly worked on the front end side of it. Me and Marissa, we were working on the CSS styling it. And halfway through the week, we were like, this is ugly. This is atrocious. There was like a green background. It was just not good. And so we went and we changed everything, and it was a little frustrating having to delete everything and start over 2 days late. But it turned out really nice, and I'm really proud of what we accomplished.
Yeah, as Jacoby said, we were doing front end. The biggest issue was that when we would try to use GitHub and merge, because, you know, first 2 days were great. That third day, everything broke, and there was like giant paw prints everywhere. And I honestly, we fixed it, but I'm not really liking GitHub right now.
It's been mostly good though.
So that is all that we have for you all. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
If you had more time, what else would you have added?
So I guess earlier on we had like a search bar in the page that never actually did anything because we were too lazy to make it do stuff. But it would be nice if like in the all profiles page we could like put the search bar back, and so you can like when you search through it, it like finds all the profiles that kind of match what you searched for. So that would be something I'd want to fix. And also that you can, so another thing I'd want to put is if you can comment under the actual picture posts, because right now you can only comment on the discussion ones. So.
I would say making it so where on your profile you can see the comments you've made, so that you don't have to search back through and find the comment to get the answer.
I think my biggest thing would probably be that per each email that you have, you can only have one dog technically, but like I have, you know, if you have a lot of dogs, like Yvette has 3 dogs, and she can only post group photos or one at a time, and each dog deserves a profile, so if we could get that, that would be great. See, there are her 3 dogs.
How about dogs with multiple owners?
Oh.
We haven't
That's a
thought
whole
of
other
that.
complicated.
What?
That's future progress. Canine-companions.appspot.com.
Post your dog pictures.
Please.
I will like all of them. Alright, that is all. Thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Shakori Valentine. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'll be attending Georgia State University.
My name is Ting Ting Hong. I'm from Sacramento, California, and I'll be attending UC Irvine this fall.
My name is Tommy Nguyen. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I'll be attending Princeton University in the fall.
Great. So we are What If. We asked ourselves, how can we do our part to build a better community? What if we can uplift users who are feeling down, sad, or any, oh my gosh. Okay. What if we can uplift users who are feeling down, any other negative emotions, or those who are just having a bad day?
And Chairbytes is basically a way for you to share positive vibes to everyone and share the happiness. Shakori will be talking about the About page.
Here on the About page is our goals and purpose. If you scroll down to the tutorial, it instructs users how to utilize our view page, which Tommy will be discussing later in the presentation. And if you scroll back up to our header where it says About Chairbytes and you click it, it redirects you to the main page, which Team will be discussing today.
Okay, so as you can see, this is our main page. We made it with a very simple design, and so it's very easy to navigate and also user-friendly. We know that the people who visit our webpage may not be having the best day, and that's why we want to share bits of happiness with them, therefore Chairbytes. So we incorporated a lot of interactive elements. So as you can see, if you scroll over these Chairbytes, they will actually move. And these are made with a jQuery shake element. Pretty cool, right? I found that out like 2 days ago. Okay, and also if you look on the left side, there are social media buttons. And if you were to click on, let's say, Twitter, it will already have a link to our homepage inside the status box. So all you have to do is log into like your Twitter account and tweet away. And if you were to look at the bottom right corner of our main page, you will see the About and View. And if you hover over them, they are voting sticky notes. So I will be clicking on the View page, and Tommy will be talking about that.
Yeah, so heading into this view page, one of our main goals is to actually spread happiness to everyone. And if looking at our view page, you can see that there's one sticky note with different languages. This kind of hits one of our goals straight on. All throughout the globe, if you have like a laptop, if you have internet, you can post something different languages. Happiness is not bounded by anything. So that's what we wanted to do, and that's what you see here. One of our also key main functionalities was to make it so multiple cheer bites actually appear on the page. So if you access it on cheerbites-whatif.appspot.com, you can actually see the cheer bites that people have submitted and look at them and feel happy about yourself. So if you click Post a Bite, it will fade everything and bring up this user input box that will actually post a bite for you. You can also change the color of the cheer bite with the bottom 4 color square boxes. So if Ting Ting can put, please be beep happy, you are all, you deserve it, and actually submit it. Ooh, people have already posted. Anyway, but it's right there, it shows, and it's pretty awesome. And one of the key things is actually a censorship component. So what we wanted to make sure that if someone's like being really down and wants to go to our website and mess everything up and be just a negative cheer bite person, we can censor these words using JavaScript. We have an array of like key bad words, and it looks through the user input through the comment box and checks for those words. If it's in there, it'll replace them with asterisks, and that's what you see here. And now it looks like an awesome cheer bite. And one of the last things we wanted to show was the share buttons to the left. So if you actually Control-C any of the cheer bites and copy them, and then go to one of these social media handlers, it asks, like Ting Ting said, it asks you to log in, and apparently Simong is logged in, and actually post to these social media and share one. So our original mission: take one, leave one, take one cheer bite, leave one cheer bite, spreading happiness. That's what we intended to do. And heading into our challenges, I'm sure Corey will talk about hers.
I want to say my challenge was definitely the CSS. I'm a perfectionist, and if I have that eye for design, if things are out of place, it takes forever for me to fix things. And GitHub is really hard to use, but I got it down now.
As for me, my struggles are I switched between front-end and back-end programming. So there is a lot of code to read through, and sometimes I know that my coding experience is very limited, so I have to read up on new code that I've never seen in my life before, but thanks to mankind's greatest invention, Google search engine, I was able to learn a lot from it and learn something new and incorporate it to our website.
Yeah, and one of my biggest challenges was also, kind of using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, everything we learned in 2 weeks. Just incorporating it all into this website and using data store and making them merge and doing the backend stuff. And it was pretty hard, but we got through it.
So if you would like to leave any positive comments or just constructive criticism or things about your day onto our Cheerbites, you can log on to, not log on, but you can go visit cheerbites-whatif.appspot.com and actually leave a comment. But before that, is there any questions? Yes.
How many Cheerbites can you post on the board at once? Will it go off or?
Until our data store breaks. Any other questions? Okay, thank you for listening.
Good morning, everybody. My name is William Walker. I'm from Winfield, Louisiana, and I will be attending the University of Richmond this fall.
Hello.
Hi everyone, my name is Zari Hedrian. I'm from San Diego, California, and I will be attending San Francisco State in the fall.
Hi everyone, I'm Camille Brande. I'm from Wichita, Kansas, and I'll be attending Wichita State University in the fall.
Okay, I'm going to start today with an overview of our project. As you can see, it's called STU, which is short for an acronym meaning Surviving the University Experience. As first-time students, I myself personally, along with several other people in the room, there have been times where it's been really difficult to find answers to questions, awaiting long email chains, trying to hear back from professors and advisors, pulling out pen and paper to calculate financial aid, finding resources that could help us with things. So we thought it would be best if we could develop something that could help us alongside other members of the community that are going through the same struggles that we are. So STU was born. The first thing that we're going to be demonstrating today is the financial aid calculator. This was my holy grail. I spent about 2 hours debugging this thing because it worked part of the way and not others. Camille's just going to input some random fields there. Go ahead and leave one blank for me. As she does that, to save ourselves from getting a you can't use this because you're not using a base number of 10, we inputted those required fields on the input methods there. And when she clicks submit, she gets a welcome message, and all of the values that she input are there, and it prints out totals and tries things. Looks like Camille's gonna get a lot of money back.
Okay, next I'm going to talk about the YouTube and Khan Academy page. So we know that college students don't always necessarily understand what their teachers are teaching them, and they might look to other resources. So we just embedded YouTube and Khan Academy directly onto our page so that they can just access it from our website. So like Camille searched calculus on the Khan Academy, and it directly linked her to Khan Academy search. And if you
Oh no.
Oh. Yeah, right now it only shows 3 results, but we can make it show more results if we want to. And next is the calendar icon. Right now it doesn't work because Camille's not logged in. It just shows an empty calendar, but okay, Camille logged in, I guess. I guess that's a bug.
The calendar feature is utilized in the sense that if you have a Google Calendar, it would appear there. Our assumption is that Simon doesn't have a Google Calendar, so his doesn't appear. Okay, the next thing we'll be talking about is the commenting system here. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is some code that I just put in and hope for the best, and it turns out it worked using data store. It updates in live time, so as you can see, Simon's logged in and Camille posted for him saying hello. We redirected this page to reload itself, so once you input your stuff into the comment box, you can click submit, in the sense that it provides the users with answers. Say a college student wanted to ask another college student a question, they could say, hey, how do I do this? And then that person can respond back by saying, hey, this is how you do that. This is a lovely message that Zara's mom actually left for us. Sorry. It says, I'm proud of you, my daughter, for your determination, your willpower, and your beautiful mind. Love you, my Zay. Because she forgot an R.
Okay, so the next page we have is the resources page. It's technically under construction, but for now it's just picture links into these resources that we agreed that we all use and really love. So there's Code Academy for people who want to learn how to code. And then the last thing we have is our About page. There's a little blurb about us, and then our pictures and social media links. If you click on the pictures, it takes you to a more in-depth page. It's not actually just a generic About page. We actually put in like our own college advice and what we went through when we went through the application process, and also the basic kind of information, our college, our name, and our majors. And then challenges. Do you guys want to start?
Absolutely. GitHub is that. We actually started using GitHub 2 days after everybody else did. So while they were coding, we were watching videos about how to git push and git pull. And there really wasn't an issue with GitHub until Zari imported a library. We had about 30 PyC files that we had to manually remove because we couldn't do anything until then. Another one of my challenges was the fact that I was kind of half back end and half front end. So some days I kind of had to switch code, and I found myself writing CSS code in a Python file and like what are you doing? And then questioning why it didn't work, and then go back and look at the code. You're trying to use HTML elements in Python that aren't there.
So sorry. We kind of agreed that GitHub was definitely one of our main challenges. About 15 minutes before presentations, we pushed, and then something happened, and it didn't work. But it's working now, so that's fine. And also, the other big thing that we had was, I think we really underestimated our capabilities. And so about 3 days into the week, we kind of ran out of things to do, and so we had to find out more things to add onto it. But I think it was a good learning experience to know that we can do this, and we learned so much in 2 weeks. But we were kind of underestimating ourselves, but yeah, we got it done.
For me, I mostly did backend, so I had a lot of trouble with the APIs, especially with Khan Academy, because it's not when there's no Google documentation for it. So for a while, I was just trying to do it from scratch, and that didn't work out for me. So I made it into a link, as you can see. I think that's all we have for you guys. Does anyone have any questions?
If you had more time, what would you incorporate?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, her question was if we had more time, what would we incorporate more of? Personally, since I was the one that set up the login, I definitely would have made a more interactive login profile sort of thing. That way you could save your searches, save your resources, everything would be easily connected.
I feel like the design could still get a little better, but actually 3 days into the week, we completely scratched the design and went with a different layout. So we have circles here and, wrong page, circles there. So that was kind of our main thing. And also we want to make it, in general, more interactive. So in the comment section, just like Canine Companions, we wanted to be able to talk to each other, to ask for homework help. And that's really all I have.
For me, I kind of wanted to make, instead of just a calendar, a planner. It's like a homework planner and a schedule planner. Right now, it doesn't show there, but it only would show you your calendar events that you already have. You can't directly edit it from our website, so if I had more time, I would work on that.
All right, were there any more questions? All right, I think that concludes it. We'd love for y'all to come visit this book.
Hello, my name is Tari Jackson. I am from Houston, Texas. I'll be attending the University of Texas at Austin.
Hello, my name is Denasia Hamilton. I am from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I will be attending Loyola Marymount University in the fall.
Good morning, my name is Luis Torres. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'll be attending Arizona State University this fall.
Our team name is Updated, and this is our application, Updated Fashion, Get Trendy.
Get stylish.
Get updated.
Oh.
So most of us are lazy, and before we go to bed, we don't lay out our clothes for the next morning. And that leads to a problem when we wake up. We have no clue on what to wear. We go to our closet, look at a shirt, haven't worn this in a while. We choose a shirt, and then we wonder, what color pants will go well with the shirt? Oh wait, the weather. I need to check the weather. What's the weather gonna be like out like this? So we go to the window, look outside. I see clouds, but I don't really know if it's gonna rain or not. You know what? Let's just get rid of that whole dilemma. Where our application, we allow the user to put in their zip code, and we output the weather, and we also give them suggestions on what to wear that day. So let's take a look at the first feature of our application, WeatherFlow. WeatherFlow uses a weather API that takes the user input, as their zip code, and currently we have a zip code default to Seattle since we're here. And with this, it outputs the weather, as you can see, sky to clouds, and it also outputs the degree temperature. And using a degree, we suggest on what to wear for that day. So now we're going to test a couple of different zip codes. I'm from Houston, Texas, so I'm going to put in mine. As you see, it changes with the degree temperature, and it suggests since it's 92 degrees outside, wear tank tops and low-top shoes. Denasia, where are you from?
St. Paul, Minnesota, zip code 55104.
St. Paul, and it says clear skies, 80 degrees outside, and it suggests what to wear. Luis, what about you?
Phoenix AZ 85008.
Phoenix. And with our weather application, I also looked at the weather to see if it's going to rain or be stormy that day. And as you can see in this one right here, it reminds you, don't forget your umbrella. Now I will allow Denasia to talk a little bit about the CSS.
Yeah, so as Tyree just mentioned, I was more of a front-end person. Luis and I worked very closely with CSS and making it more user-friendly and just improving the appearance of the site. So what we first did was set an image background for each page that related to fashion, and we also wanted it to relate to its function. So on this page, it's weather flow. They're wearing rain boots. It's raining outside. We also chose like theme colors, so we chose white and like a maroonish reddish color that we kept consistent and uniform throughout. So with our headings, the submit buttons, and the text, and we also added a white background to the text so that it's easier to read.
So let's take a look at our second feature, color match. This feature uses two APIs, the color picker API right here and the color API. And this allows the user, if you follow instructions to the left, the user will input the approximate color of the piece of item that they're looking to match. Then they just have to press submit right here, and this API automatically refreshes to output colors. And Justin, please come up. Justin actually hit me up this morning, and he wanted some inspiration on what to wear. So Justin, can you come here? You see a shirt. We're gonna find the closest color to a shirt. Does that look about right, Justin? Yeah, that's about right. Just press it right here. And as you can see, he used our application this morning. And you look good, Justin. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we'll pass it on to Luis to talk about this feature.
So for the visual aspect of this page, I worked on using all the information that is in this page and making it easy for the user to navigate it and keeping it minimalistic. So in order to do this, we align the APIs vertically so that they can be followed along with the steps up and down. Originally, we had the APIs horizontally and the steps were like above and to the right, so it was very difficult for the user to navigate. So we changed that, which is now easier, and we also had about 6 to 7 steps, which we reduced to 7 by including a button that removed about 2 steps. And we also experimented with several backgrounds, and we ended up choosing this one because it was simple and it did not distract the user with our previous backgrounds. For example, we had like rainbows and color crayons and color boxes, which was very distracting, so we did away with those. And we ended with this.
So next we will go to the About Us page. Our About Us page just has a little information about ourselves, where we're from, where we're going. It also has a summary of our application and what our goal is for our users. Also, under each profile, it has the link to our LinkedIn. As you see, you have to sign up, but you do see my name in the back. And I think Denasia will talk about our feed up setup.
Alright, so we have a feedback page, so if you wanted to send us information on how we can improve our sites, if you have any ideas of what we could add to it, you just put your name in, your email address, and then enter a message. And then once you click submit, it will say thank you for your suggestion, and then it will add that to our data store.
So challenges that we faced. This week I realized that The people who use the application are more lazier than you, and they do not follow instructions. So we had to make this as simple as possible for people to understand. Like Louise stated earlier, we had about 7 steps for color match, so we cut that down to 4, and we even put a little image for the person to look at so they know where to submit their color. And also, as you see on WeatherFlow, it's a 2-step process. In the future, we hope to use a Google API so we can receive the current location of that person, so it automatically updates as soon as they reach this feature.
So I had, or like a challenge that I had was with the feedback page, getting it to store and data store, for loops, and yeah, we did GitHub. And with GitHub, we worked on the for loops for like 9 hours. We couldn't get it to store. We just kept switching errors, and it was just really bad. So that was a challenge that I had, but we got help from up here and from TAs, so we were able to fix that.
One of my challenges was with the CSS, trying to keep it minimalistic and easy, user-friendly, and trying to have our app be modern. We did that by having a consistent color scheme, which was maroon and white, and we had like bold maroon buttons that were easy to see and easy for the user. And working with backgrounds, making it look modern and fresh.
Now we will accept any questions that anybody has. Yes, Rita?
If you go to the homepage, how did you make the
That's actually all she asked, how did we make the text right here type out? That's actually all using CSS. I don't know how it works or why it works, but it works. So. Yes, sir.
Who's your fashion guru that wrote all the fashion tips based on the weather?
So yes, who's a fashion guru who wrote all the advice depending on the weather? That was me. I actually researched on what to wear in certain temperatures. Like we saw in Phoenix, if it's 90 to 95 degrees, you want to wear something breathable so that you won't sweat throughout the day. If there are no more questions, we really hope that you go to our website, fashionproject-updated@aspot.com, and we hope that you get trendy,
get stylish,
and get updated.
Okay, hello, my name is Mary Hsu, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I will be attending Georgia Tech this fall.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Serrano Majera. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I will be attending Wellesley College in the fall.
Hello, my name is Justin Kwan from Auburn, Washington. I'll be attending Williams College this fall.
So our team name is What the Flex, and this is our app. Our app is an undercover domestic violence hotspot or hotline, and it is in the form of a text-based RPG game. So Cynthia, do you want to talk about the background, inspiration?
So when we were brainstorming, we started asking ourselves what's close to us, what's close to home, and for me it was domestic violence. And this is because when I was growing up, my mother went through domestic violence with my father, and it was really hard for her to get out of the situation because she had 3 children to feed, she didn't have a job, and her immigration status was what kept her from getting a job. And there was really no way for her to get help because my father was really overbearing and followed her everywhere and kept tabs on her 24/7. So setting it up as an undercover app is a really great way to help people and keep it so that they don't get any further abuse for looking for help.
So let's jump straight into our app. As you can see here, this is our text-based RPG game, which means that you read text and you can choose choices that will affect the storyline. So our story is about you being trapped in an enchanted forest and you're trying to escape. So let's begin. So this first stage, you have 3 choices that you can choose. Does anybody want to have a suggestion or what we should choose? Sunshine? Okay, we'll pick sunshine. So we'll go down the sunshine path. So you go into the sunshine path and you see a cute little figure in the flower bed. So we'll go to the cute figure. And you find out that it is the rumored Poro creature. And so this page is actually where everything happens. This is where the main page of this whole website, where we can get information about the victim by this form. So first, if you type in anything, so what do you say to the form? Let's say hello, and you press enter. It sends you to the next stage. So if you go back, which this bunny on that side goes back, if you say butterfly, which is our code word, it will show up a form. And that only butterfly will work to show up that form. So anybody who is just browsing this website who doesn't know this code will not see this form. So let's fill it out. You have these questions and things you should fill out. So if you could see, the last 4 questions are general questions about the situation. So we've added those so that we can have a better vision of the victim situation. And specifically the last question, if we contact you, what do you want our code name to be? We don't want to contact the victim by saying, oh, hello, this is like the National Domestic Violence Hotline. We want to say a code name so that they know that we're a trusted number. And so we have three options. So, hello, this is the Dog Sentry, we're here to help. And they will know that they can give us our information. So if you submit that, it should go to, that is a bug, yes, it is. It's supposed to go to the next page, but it also saves in the data store. I'm sorry, my laptop is reversed, so like I was used to going that way. But if you reverse, you can see the information that is stored there. So let's go back to our other one. So just cool. Okay. So a lot of people have asked, how do people know what the code is? So we have this little help menu, which is the other bunny. If you click on that, it opens up a help/tutorial page. And this is basically in the form of how this game should be played. So in the beginning, it's like, oh, welcome, thanks for playing, this is an RPG game. But if you look further, it talks about a comment box, which is where we put our code in. And we wrote this kind of like, not really as a riddle, but like kind of in a fun way to make just users that are just playing the game say, okay, this is just to make the game more fun. But if you see the middle one, the third one, it says try butterfly, it may help you get out of an abusive situation. That is what will show the victim that this code is what you should use. And we try to make it obvious, but not obvious at the same time. And so it's obvious so that like, obviously abusive situation, but we added the other 4 codes that actually don't work. They don't do anything, they just go to the next page. We added those to cover up that this is an actual like domestic violence hotline. So if we go back, Justin, do you want to talk about the stealth mode of the form?
So if you just go to the form again, so the idea was also you need a form, but also if that form stays in your history or if it's easily accessible, when you actually enter the page, it renders it useless. So what you have to do is, other than have the keyword, whenever you refresh the page, you have to make sure the form would appear. When you press the back button, that form will not appear. And so for instance, if you press the leave page button, what it does for now, because it's bugged, but what it did do when I pulled it yesterday night, was I simply say to the next page, and would do the same thing as if you had typed in any other word other than the keyword into the text box. So overall, it's to have a form that you may fill out, but doesn't actually remain in your history or really in any way trackable unless you already know that keyword.
And another thing is for leave page, we also wanted to make sure that if your abuser comes behind you and sees you filling out this form, or you hear them coming, you can leave the form quickly and have them not see what you're doing. And this, as Justin said, it also doesn't save in the history, so that's another plus. So Cynthia, do you want to keep going with the demo?
Yep. So let's say that you're just going around and you put, hi. So you look around and your pearl, and then so let's investigate because we're adventurous, and then we're going into the magical cave because it's cool. I don't know. And what else can we do besides this weird waterfall looking thing? And now you row towards the island and take the shiny stone because it can be defense. And you blind the dragon because the dragon's back. And congratulations, you escaped. So there is one ending to this. There are many ways you can get to the ending, but there is one ending. And this is because we want to stress that we want the person to get out of the
domestic violence situation. So we don't want to have a bad ending. We want everyone to escape. So there are many ways to get past the dragon, but there is one ending that we want to happen, and that's escape.
So that is a demo of our app. We have a few difficulties we like to talk about. So for me, I worked on front end and back end, so like a little bit of both. And one of my front end difficulties was the images you see here. So the kind of like this effect. So I'm an art person, so I'm like really into like making everything look like perfectly nice and everything. So I didn't really like the rectangular form of all the images, so all the images that you see on every single page. So I went and photoshopped every single one of them to make them transparent and look like that. So it looks a lot nicer now. For backend, one of my issues was the data store. So the fill-in-the-blank answers were relatively easy to store in data store, but the multiple choice questions, the last 4 questions, were a little bit difficult because they're not actually string properties. So I had to save them as a variable and then store it that way.
For me, I was front end, and I wanted it to be easy to use and easy to read. I wanted just to be like really user friendly. And so the text box was the transparent box was the thing that was giving me the most trouble, because when you would make the screen smaller, it would keep moving, it would get out of the image, it would just do the whole thing. So I had to look up a lot of things. I spent a lot of time researching how to do stuff because I just didn't know how to do it. And also I wanted everything to be useful on the page. Like if you click on anything, it'll do something. So like this bunny, I edited so it had the text in it where you say need help and the go back one. And then there's also the damsel in distress where we all worked on that. It goes back to the home page. And
so I think, let's see, with every other group that's gone before us, at least in our minds, one of the challenges with GitHub. What happened was we would merge, it wouldn't work on ours, then we'd pull, and then something wouldn't work. And so that led to a lot of debugging, and sometimes we pushed the wrong HTML when someone made a change or two. Other times we made typos that did also interesting things. And there was just a lot of merging, debugging. In addition, let's see, I think most of us agree that JavaScript is an interesting language and an interesting asset to use. So we tried to stay away from it, but in the times we had to use it, we had to use it. We stumbled through it, but we got through it eventually, and we touched minimally JS when we could.
So one funny story is, going back off of what Justin said, there was once where we merged, and the only thing that changed was a curly brace, but it like deleted the whole background, pushed everything to the left, and it was just bad. So yeah, GitHub is a thing. So yeah, that's our app. We not only wanted to create like a simple game that anybody can play just for fun, but we also wanted to use this as an opportunity to help the community in an unconventional way. And I think with this app, we really accomplished that. So does anybody have any questions? So she asked, like, after you submit, how are we going to help them? So we are acting as a third party in this case, so we are the only ones who get the information. As you saw in the data store, nobody else can access that information. So we would use that information, try to match them with an organization that'll help them the best, because we ask them about their situation, and we will contact that organization and see what we can do together to solve the issue. Anything else? All right, thank you for your time, guys.
My name is Jessica Morales. I'll be attending California State University in Los Angeles this fall. And
my name is Mark Sir. I'm from Arlington Heights, Illinois, basically Chicago. I'll be attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign
fall.
My name is Hayden Lee. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'll be attending Harvard in the fall. So our group name is called Bits Please, and our app is called Food Find. So all of us will be heading off to college in a few weeks, and most of us will be away from home. I'm personally going to be 1,600 miles away from home, and the one thing I'll miss the most is my mom's Korean food. So I thought it'd be really cool if we would be able to search the specific food we want to eat for a certain price we chose. So now Mark and Jessica will lead you through the demo.
Of course. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know about you guys. It's kind of getting towards lunchtime, so I am really craving for some pad thai. So let's get some pad thai. And I'm broke, so we're gonna put $12 for it. So we pull the data, we pull what you searched, and then it comes up with results. And so I'm gonna talk about how this works. So we have in the HTML5 files, the API, there's a geolocation feature that automatically pulls your location and automatically sees where you are and it matches and finds restaurants that you are. I'm going to hand it over to Yoon to talk more about the map, measures, the little dots, and the rating system that she
So we're actually using the nearby search function from Google Places API. So we kind of had this idea in mind, thinking that we'd use the Yelp API. Mark and I tried to figure out the Yelp API probably the first 3 days, had no luck, ditched that, and then chose the Google Places API. So with the nearby search, it'll find you restaurants using the keyword you put in the homepage, give you a list of restaurants. So I work mostly on formatting the restaurant list, and then the rating, and then the price as well with Mark. So I did the little star review thing. So took the rating and converted into the number of stars, which displays below. And then Mark can talk more about how we got the price to show.
Right. So with the Google Places API, they only accept range numbers from 0 to 4, 0 being free, 4 being over $40 plus. So we had to have it where the user can input any price that they wanted. So $10, $20, whatever felt comfortable for them. Have that convert into a number, and then have that number converted again, so it outputs the restaurant that's moderately expensive or not expensive. That's a lot of work because we didn't put any of our actual code into Python. So all the code you're seeing right now is all in our HTML file, and it's really difficult to pull the data into from the HTML file to try to output it, because once you put it on the HTML, it stays. You can't access it again, and that was a real struggle. I'm going to hand it over to Jessica to talk more about our sign-in feature.
For the sign-in?
Yeah, of course.
So for the sign-in, I use HTML, CSS, and a little bit of Python and jQuery. We had a design for the sign-in. We had a design where you could see your profile, where you could see your recent researches and your history. And I got the image right here, but let's just say that that's a bug. And then for if you, let's say you want to enter something but you don't put the food, then it's going to be required for you to fill that out.
Alright, yeah, so let's talk about challenges. Definitely the Yelp API. Their documentation is horrific. Thank you, Google. Your documentation is top tier. Anyways, yeah, just trying to comb through the Yelp API and trying to understand what they're trying to convey to you is really difficult. I would personally say that trying to look at it, we just spent so much time on just trying to figure out what happened. So it was like day 3 and our site didn't even look like that. We just had 2 boxes that said food and search and it didn't search. So on the 4th day we're like, screw this, screw the Yelp API, let's get the Google Places API in, and we can now search stuff, and we pulled through lots of tired nights, but we pulled through. Jessica, very good. Okay. Yeah, I had 2 hours of sleep. Sorry.
So going off of Mark's sleep deprivation, we actually had an interesting problem at around 1 in the morning. So we had deployed earlier in the afternoon, and it presented. So back in the dorms, we were just trying to make sure everything was working. So the deployed version of our app was working on my computer, wasn't working on Mark's computer, was working on Mark's phone, wasn't working on my phone. So if anyone in the audience knows why that was, please talk to us after. So we were really scared it wasn't gonna work this morning, but it is, yeah.
So my biggest challenge was that the sign in and sign up button didn't work because I was missing a bracket. And I was like, that was just one bracket. And I was with a TA, and then she was like, oh, I know what it was. You're missing a bracket. And then when we put the bracket, it started working again. Oh. And
yeah, so we'll take questions then. Yes, Jacoby.
So, like, you know how she left the food blank but had money? Like, how do you put in a food but no, like,
Let's test that out. So the question was, what happens if we put food but not a price? And since we're scientists, I like pet type, but I have no money. Oh, you have to fill this out. So it checks both types, or submits, and sees if you put in anything. If you didn't, then it comes up as required.
What if you put 0 in there?
Okay, so the question was, what happens if you put 0 in there? Let's see. Since there is no restaurants that are free, that give out free pad thais, I will show you nothing.
Darn.
Sorry. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Lindo. I'm from Riverside, California, and I'll be attending Santa Clara University in the fall.
Hello, my name is Josue Lopez. I am from Los Angeles, California, and I will be attending UC Irvine in the fall.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paulina Ansalda. I'm from Chino Hills, California, and I'm attending Stanford in the fall. So we are Escape. Last week, I met Tim. Tim is a Google employee, and he was telling me how he was tired of working here for 2 years, and he needed a break. But he didn't know where to go, so this is where Escape comes in. Escape is an online survey that takes user input and selects the best choices for that user according to their needs and preferences. So,
awesome.
But how did this happen? We have a team of strong leaders who are devoted to making the user experience as best as possible. So I personally work on the front end side of this website, so I make sure that everything looked aesthetically pleasing and that we convey the theme of simplicity and excitement, because when you want to travel, you want a nice experience. So we wanted to make sure that you get that through our web app.
So my role as a back-end developer was to create all the handlers that you see now that our website renders out the HTML, renders out all the JavaScript that we have here, and definitely one of my biggest tasks was to include some of the APIs that we have in the web as well.
My job as a backend developer was to make sure that when you actually fill out the survey, you get matched to a destination that actually pairs with what your results were, and also incorporating different APIs once you get matched.
So do you want to run a quick demo of how our website works?
Of course. At the time, we're going to demo our website, and we're going to ask one volunteer from this side. Mary. Awesome. So, like we said, Escape is a very user-friendly travel web app, and it allows the user to fill out a very easy survey. So we're going to let Mary here fill out this survey, and I'll just hand it over to Paul just to talk about what we have here on this page right here.
Yeah, so basically we have representations of, things that you would need on a vacation, so like coffee mug or something. So I wanted to make sure that every icon there was accurately represented in the survey. And once you pick your choices, you'll be matched to a destination. And so in this case, according to Mary's needs and necessities, she was matched to Mexico City. So now we're gonna move on to the features of what it means to be matched.
So once you get matched to your destination, you could scroll down and you see you have a Google Maps sightseeing map where you get paired to a popular location. Here you have a National Museum of Anthropology. And on this side, you have a search bar where you can search in different attractions, hotels, etc. in your city.
Okay. And just like Daniel was saying, here, if you see on the right, you have a sleep-in, and you can't see it here because of the resolution, but definitely go to our website, check it out. We have a list of hotels right here where you could just check out all the destinations where you could travel. Definitely the map API. This is the Google Maps API, not to be confused with the Google Places API as well. Yeah, and we'll just head over to some of the challenges that we had over the course of this project.
Do you want to start first?
Okay.
Challenges?
I'll start with the Google Places API. We both were working, Daniel and I were working on the back end part of this project, and what you see here is actually the name of the destination, the address, and the image. So this piece right here was really difficult for me to render out. Definitely parsing the JSON file was not easy, okay? So text is easier to extract, but not the image. And I have to thank a lot Jordan, who is here present. So if everybody could give him a round of applause. And thank you for helping me out with not looping all the images. We have one image for each address. And yeah, so that was one of the hardest tasks that I faced. And thankfully, I was able to overcome that challenge. And I'll just pass it down to Daniel.
I'd say my challenge was incorporating multiple APIs in one. So you would take data from one API and send it into a different API so you could actually get pictures or other information. Also, working in jQuery, we had to use our data. We had to incorporate how we get matches in jQuery, in JavaScript, and making sure you have all your brackets right, all of your semicolons right was definitely harder than if we were using Python.
I guess for me it was like making sure that everything looked as I wanted to, as our team wanted to, moving everything like pixel by pixel, and seeing all like the weaknesses in our website and how we can improve it, because I can spend like 10 hours in one single detail, and it can get frustrating, but once you see the final outcome, it's very rewarding, and we're very happy of the outcome of the website. But of course, we're thinking forward and how we can make this app better and accessible to everyone in the world. Jose will tell us a couple of our next steps and vision.
So yeah, I'll just expand a little bit more on that. I personally believe that a next step that we could take is definitely add more cities, right? More destinations, more cities. So when people take the survey, it benefits the users because you don't want to be matched with Mexico City. like every time. But at the current right now we have 8 destinations, and all the JavaScript that we have, it's like a lot of if statements and if statements. So definitely add more cities for the users as well. I don't know about Daniel, maybe some words.
I'd say in the future we would try to incorporate the Google Flights API so we could allow users to see different flights from their location going out into where they were matched, so the process is easier for the user.
Yeah, and if we could scroll down a little bit more, I just want to show here that on the search bar, we actually have a hotel, but we also have a search bar here with Google Places. So in fact, say you do want to stay at a hotel, but you just, perhaps you're too lazy to go to the food website, and so you want to search for food here, you can. We'll just search it and food, Mexico City, press crossing fingers, and it will reload. But down here you'll get like restaurants, you'll see other places where you search for, and it definitely, that was one of the hard tasks of implementing this search bar here. And I don't know if Paul has any few words of what's next for our app as well.
Also, say you find a restaurant you like, you could just click on its name, and it'll take you to a Google search for each link.
I would just say that we're working on adding more destinations. We might have 8, and there's so many ways of getting that destination. According to the logics behind this. And so if you we're planning on having the flights API here. So like we're actually like thinking about it, and it's right there. Like you see the empty spot, and that's where we'll have our flights search.
Definitely. In fact, I just wanted to, before we finish, I actually I had the Google Flights ready. It's just that sleep and coding is just, we didn't have enough time, and just in the end, this project definitely, it wasn't to see if we could compare with other travel websites that are out there, because definitely there are other travel websites that are more efficient than this. They're way more aesthetically pleasing. But I mean, the goal in the end was, can we build this? And in my opinion, we actually did. We built it from the ground up, 40 plus hours, and we have the result here. And so I'm really thankful for CSSI giving us that opportunity to build our website. At this moment, we'll take any questions.
What problems do you encounter using the Places API?
He asked what problems did we encounter while using the Google Places API?
Okay, so if we scroll down here to show the Google Places. Okay, so definitely one of the problems that I faced was the picture. I was rendering the text, but inside the text, I did not know that you could call different elements to extract that from the JSON file. So what was happening was that I had the root of the image, but there was no image being attached at the end of the root, and so all that appeared was a broken image on the page. So, and I think that one of the other challenges that we faced as a team was that our app was crashing, like in a way that our API key was running out of searches, and we just loaded the website I think last night. And our website did not print out the searches at all. And I think that one of the reasons is that we have multiple searches going at the same time. So I think, I don't know, maybe App Engine or the GitHub was, something was going wrong there. But we definitely had to create a new credential, create a new API key, so our website was working. And now we have this one that's fully functional. Yeah. Any more questions?
All right, thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mai. I'm from Vallejo, California, and I'll be attending UC Irvine this fall.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brian. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'll be attending Texas A&M in College Station this fall.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jada. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'll be attending Harvard this fall. So my team and I created Bridge. It's a social network website aimed at increasing accessibility to mentorship. Our goal is to bridge the gap for mentees who would otherwise not have the resources to have advice on how to get an internship or how to get a job. I don't know if anybody in the audience can relate with us, but Mylin, Brian, and I are all second-generation immigrants. And we've had moments in our lives where we wish we had mentors outside of our schools and outside of our families. It's hard for us to find people in our respective fields of interest who have had success, and they've also had similar experiences to us as immigrants. And we are at a professional disadvantage compared to those whose families have been here since the American Revolution. We hope that Bridge will level the playing field for all types of people, no matter their background and upbringing. So to first start Bridge, you must log in, right here. Oh. Awesome. Maya will log into her Google account. And when she logs in, we will be directed to a new profile page. So you can type in your name, education. The objective is like, why are you on Bridge? Are you a mentor? Are you a mentee looking for help? And career. It's on desktop. Yay! And it's made, and it goes to information all loaded on your profile page.
Yeah.
Ryan will talk about that.
So here, it automatically loads your picture, your information, and if you want to later on, you can implement your links to your social media accounts, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. It's just a general way of like, here's your profile, this is how it's going to look when you get started with the profile making. Next, we're going to go to the home page. And right here is trending. This is a page that will be constantly updated by the administrator, which is us right here. It's a place where you can find maybe useful information that may apply to you. For example, we have the first article about questions you might want to ask at the end of your interviews. The second one is about women in leadership roles. And the third one is about the EP program here at Google.
And then next, I'll be talking about the About Us page. So the About Us page just gives the users a more in-depth understanding of our application and what we stand for as a company. And then underneath the text box, you'll meet our creators, because since this is a networking and connection website, you'll be able to meet our creators on the bottom, and it tells you which part that we worked at, front end, back end. And then if you hover over, it tells you where we're from, what school we're going to, and if you click on it, it'll lead you directly to our LinkedIn. And then for the discussion boards, since this is a connection, a website for, Since this is a website for connections, we have a general discussion board that is open to the public. So on the general discussion board, you can talk about any topic that you want. For example, Jada is entering her name and just like a random comment. And then if you wanted to talk about a topic that's more specific, you could click the Talk to Women in Tech, and then there you can enter your name, your question, or just any post that you want to, and you can talk to people that are in that field that you're looking for. Yeah. And then if you go back to discussions, there's also a Curious About Computer Science tab. If you click that link, then it'll lead you to the computer science discussion board, and you can ask questions about coding, about what classes to take at your university, or just any questions in general about computer science. And then Jada will be talking about search.
Our last page is the search page. You can type in any name, and all the people in our database will come up. This is a beautiful bug in which I was unable to figure out how can I make each user's specific picture show up rather than the first one in the loop, but that will happen eventually. However, though, you can click on the name, and then that will go to the correct profile, so you're still able to contact the person if you want. So So some challenges that we faced. I was mainly in charge of the backends, all the Python app engine. It was a little difficult to figure out how the different handlers, within handlers and inside the HTML, like how that flows, and then how that connects with the data store. It was a little confusing, but with help from Diego and from Simon, I was able to do it, and I love App Engine.
Some of the challenges for me is like constantly communicating with each other. Personally, I have a little bit of trouble with that, but being in this group helped me out, and we have to constantly communicate because, like everybody has said about GitHub merging, once we got it once, we wanted to avoid it at all costs. So we would work on different files at different times, and we would tell each other, okay, I'm working on this, and don't touch it. And it was to where it would be inefficient sometimes, but I figured, I would make like a test CSS to try to fix a problem, and then let them push first, and then I would make the change that I figured I would solve the problem as well.
My challenge, I worked on front end mostly, so my challenges were to just link all of the other websites in order to make one functioning website. So like you have to link your JavaScript, your jQuery, your CSS, your HTML, Python, all into one page in order for it to be a fully functional and beautiful website.
So do we have any questions? Simon.
Do you think you could automatically match mentees and mentors?
Question was, do you think we can automatically match mentees and mentors? Yes, I think that if you put in your objective, if we make like several different entities in the data store, we can categorize people, and then based on what they put in for their career or objective, thinking in coding terms, we can make some like if statement, and like in the search box, it would only show up people with the same objective or the same career. Any other questions? Great, thank you so much for listening to us.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna Corbett. I'm from Murfreesboro, Arkansas, and I'll be attending Southern Arkansas University.
Hi, my name is Bianca Lara. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and I'll be attending the University of Arizona.
Hey, my name is Jairo. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and I'll be attending the University of Texas at San Antonio. So for our application, we decided to make a game. Our game isn't the best game in the world, but we had a lot of fun making it, and the reason we wanted to make it was because all three of us, we all love making or playing games, and we were all really curious to see like how it all works behind the scenes. So we did all the code and had a lot of fun doing it. It was super fun. And now Anna's going to talk to us about like how the game actually works.
Okay, so our game is Redhead Bedhead's Adventure, because our main character is a redhead that has bedhead. And it's an adventure RPG game, so if you don't know what that means, basically the whole point of the game is to fight enemies and gain experience to level up in order to finally defeat the final boss at the end of the game. So I worked mainly on the front end of our website, so I created this login page, and I put the controls on there for like new users that don't know how to move. It shows them how to move your character around, save your game, and go to the next stage. So for this demonstration, we're going to create a new account. You have to use a unique username. Like if it's one that's already in our system, it will prompt you to change your username to something else. So she's going to create the user. It'll take you back to the login page. Then you'll have to log in to actually launch the game. And now she's going to talk a little bit about the game.
Okay, so now we have entered the actual game, and if you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner, we have a box that displays your various stats. So in an adventure RPG game, the player needs to be able to see their various attributes as they will encounter fights in order to change these attributes and gain experience and like improve the stats. So he has 40 health, 5 attack, 5 magic, 10 speed, 3 potions, and experience, which will be gained every time you win in a fight.
So as y'all see, we're in a fight right now. So I did all the animations for the walking and the fight. So if you press fight, you notice that it does like the whole swinging motion and all that. So we're just gonna skip right now. We don't need to finish the fight. Yeah, we have magic. And you see the skeleton's health and all that stuff. So right now we're gonna go to the next stage. To do that, we need to access the door, and we're just gonna keep escaping all the enemies, which could take a while because this is random encounters, guys. So.
I'm really unlucky when I play this game.
Yeah, I think I've set it up so that the random encounters are at about 20 or 30%, but apparently that is still too much.
Way too much.
And now we are at the second stage of the game where I'm going to talk about the save system. So now she has, have you fought anything yet?
Yeah.
No, like killed anything. Or like defeated an enemy.
There you go.
So you've defeated an enemy. She's lost some health, if you notice that. So we are going to save. So and she's gained a level up. So now her level is 2. Her stats are higher. So now that she's at a higher level, she has saved the game. The player has been returned to the left-hand corner of the screen, and now when you log in, again from your previous username and password, your stats will be saved as well as like the screen you were last on in the game. And now we are going to be logging out of this account and using a different account to demonstrate the final boss of this level.
Oh no.
It's a capital D. So a good friend of ours made this account to make the final boss much easier than normal. So because a level 1 or level 2 account would not be able to defeat this boss very easily. So we are going to head over to the boss stage, and we will talk about what is different when we encounter the final boss. So now we are at the final stage of the game. Random encounters are turned off in favor of like a new encounter showing up. In favor of the fight triggering when you reach a certain point in the stage. So if you go down a little bit. And we have also been testing sounds for this game. Those are our sound tests, which if we were to continue with this game, we would further implement more sounds in the game. This is our final boss. As you can see, he has more health than a normal enemy. Normal enemies have 20 health, he has 200. He also does more damage. I believe he does 35 instead of the typical 10 of a normal enemy. So we will fight this boss with our over-leveled person.
Nice.
And now it returns to the login page for other users to access. You can log into your old account again, and it'll start from your last save point. And yeah.
So that's our game. We had a lot of fun making it. It was a super nice experience. Some of the challenges that we had, I actually had 2 big ones. For me, like because I was in charge of all the animations, I had to learn a thing in JavaScript called like delay, but it's not called delay. You have to like delay functions inside of other functions and stuff. That was kind of hard, and it just like putting it all together, the more you put, the harder it gets because everything is connected for me. That was really tough. And then the second thing that was hard for me was like video games are very different. Like every single video game is very unique, and we all have different ideas for what we want our game. In the end, we all like came to a solution and found a certain type of game that we wanted to do. But like we just had to like keep thinking about like what we wanted, and that took a while to do.
Yeah, I guess one of my challenges was working with data store because I was primarily a back-end person. When making sure that the player could save whenever they reached that house. Sometimes it didn't save effectively. Sometimes there was a 500 internal server error, but I got it working, and we more or less know what happens when you go and save in the game.
Yeah, my biggest challenge was using CSS to like make sure all the buttons and text were in the right place during the fight in the main page without like actually messing up the function of the game. So. Oh, and shout out to Justin for being our voice actor. So I guess we'll take questions now if anybody has any.
Jacob? How were you able to make the sound files come up?
The sound files? Oh, okay. So the question was, how were we able to make the sound files come up? I looked it up last night around 10 p.m. It involves like storing them in the HTML, and then there's a jQuery function that you can use called .play when you do it on the ID'd audio controls portion of the HTML. Yeah.
So there's like a lot going on.
We tested a little bit each time we added a new thing. Sometimes like one new thing would mess up another different thing, and we'd have to go back and fix the old thing and just like keep progressing bit by bit by bit until we got to where we were.
So you had a question?
Yeah. I'm not so sure about like RPG games, but do you see like a multiplayer platform for the future?
Actually, so Josue asked, I don't know a lot about like RPG games, but is there like a multiplayer in the future? Do you think that could be possible? And I would say that, remember how I said that was hard when we had different ideas for the game? One of our ideas was like, oh, we should make it so we have like multiple players and have like a LAN and like multiple people play at the same time. But then we're all like, oh wait, we can't do that. And so yeah, I mean, I feel like when we practice more, we start making more games, we'll have more experience, and I think we'll be able to do something like that if we keep our passion up and keep making games like that. Any more questions? I will thank y'all.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
So do you think your site, like cheat codes or like backdoors to level up quicker to beat the boss?
So he asked, are there cheat codes? So no, in this version there's no real cheat codes. You could do stuff like our friend Diego did, which is go to the actual console and then just change the JavaScript.
Basically, I actually did level up to 35.
Earnestly.
So basically make your own game, I guess. Like, you could do that, but no, we don't have any cheat codes in the actual site.
Not yet.
Thank you.
Because you needed to be recognized for your work.
Okay, hello, my name is Nicaila Bruno. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and I will be attending Howard University in the fall.
I am Andre Garive. I'm from Gretna, Nebraska, and I will be attending the University of Nebraska at Lincoln in the fall.
I am Leonel Chacon. I'm from White Rock, Texas, and I will be attending the University of Texas at Dallas in the fall.
So, one really amazing thing that I think especially this group has noticed from CSSI is that it's brought together people with a lot of ambition to really change the world. And one way to change the world is to use technology to improve the social situation of the world we live in. And a huge talking point in social theory right now is mental illnesses and mental disorders. 38% of American adults do not get the proper mental health care in any given year. That is just a number we don't want to have. We want to reduce this number. And our approach to do that is with our app called Hi Alex. Nicaila, you can tell them just a little bit about what it can do.
Like Andre said, the purpose of this app is to connect people who were looking for help from professional trained volunteers through a free, easy to access website that we worked really hard on.
So we have 3 large points about this website. In that a lot of people say they don't get mental health care for either a high cost, low accessibility, or the fear of others knowing about their disorder. So we wanted to solve these three issues by making it free, accessible, and anonymous. To make it free, we completely built the entire website from scratch, including the live chat and profiling, and so it is completely free. You can simply just sign up or ask for help. So while we sign up, you can just sign up. This is going through the Gmail, so I will sign myself up as a counselor very quickly.
With the counselors, well, with the prospective counselors, we have the sign-up feature so that we can screen who we allow to actually counsel on our website. So while it would be nice for someone who just decided they wanted to help someone to be able to do so, effectively counseling people who have mental disorders takes a certain degree of practice. So in a sense, we're not necessarily stating that our counselors would have to have, completed X amount of years in college, but there is volunteer training, and so that's what we screen for, just to make sure that all of our counselors have at least some degree of training, because counseling is not very easy.
So that is simply the sign-up system. I'm going to log this one out so we can show you how it is from an anonymous position, and we'll demo it, and Lionel can talk about it.
Okay, so a major factor in mental health is anonymity, as most of you know. I know a lot about suicide because from my school, we were the first graduating class in almost 10 years to not have someone kill themselves. So it kind of hits hard to home. So I know that a lot of people struggle with mental health, but resources out there can put you out. And some families, some people, some stigma just exists with mental health. So anonymity had to be a key feature of our website. We make sure that every single user that signs on wanting help only is anonymous. So they go by the name Alex, a unisex name that doesn't give away an identity, but at least gives you something you can be called on by. So I will now pass it on to my friend Andre.
So as an anonymous user, you just click I want help. Nikayla is logged in from my counselor profile that I've already created on this laptop here. It will automatically say, hey there, Alex, how can I help? It will tell you who you're talking to. It gives some additional resources in case you really need some help. Let's say I need some help. I can post that, and then Nikayla can respond. She's going to say, what are you going to say, Nikayla?
What exactly would you like help with?
So she's going to type that message in, and she
Gotta
hit
put
a button, and it sends, and then we have the message show back up. And then I can say, I'm feeling sad. Which I'm not. CSSI is awesome. And then she will receive that message.
Yeah, and so
We go back and forth like this, continuing on the conversation. There isn't a time limit or anything like that. So for as long as the person who needs help is logged in and on the website, they can receive it. At any point, the person who is receiving the help could leave, and they can do that just by clicking the home page. In the event that there is someone who would like help and there are no counselors online, if they were to click on the I Want Help page.
All right, so we're going to demo how we can still be connected to my, not quite, it didn't log my account in. So this is the page you get when there's no counselors left.
Yeah, and if you click the image, it will take you back to the home page and you can try again.
Yeah, bugs. And then it will take you back to your counselor if there are some available.
The chat rooms only allow for one counselor and one mentee, so to speak. So if a counselor and a mentee are in a conversation, such as Andre and I demonstrated, you will also get the try again page. You can click the picture. The picture is a link, and it will take you through the system again.
So we are going to start with some challenges with full-time genius Lionel Chacon.
Okay, so as we said, we have no APIs, so I built the entire live chat from scratch, thinking I'm a backend developer, ending up in every single aspect of the website. Yeah, so I originally was just making handlers for the chat and everything, and it was not working. So I had to go through and then start going front end with the console and jQuery. And so all of that is just a .get, .post, different messages and handlers. It went all through everything. And then somehow I ended up still have to go to CSS and HTML. And it took me 55 hours to get it to work. So I've been coding for the past, 4 days, maybe 10 to 12 hours. Well, actually, 12 to 14 hours a day.
0 sleep.
So yeah, it was a lot of work, but once we got it functioning, all of that ecstasy just came through, and it really made it worth the time.
Michaela, some challenges?
I was primarily the front end. Oh no. Oh man. That sucks. I was primarily the front end coder. So the visually aesthetic things that you can't see anymore because, you know. Okay, you said tell you a joke. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. I was a front end coder, so I made everything visually appealing, working with different shades of colors, making sure every website had something on it and not just black and white text, which is ugly and sucks. The biggest challenge I had was being a perfectionist. So I would look at a website that I had finished and find something else that I wanted to change, and then spend another 10 hours playing with font colors and italics and boldness, which really doesn't make a difference in what the website does. So being a perfectionist and liking for all of the complementary colors to go together, like Kyrie and them, that was my biggest challenge.
I had 2 big challenges throughout the week. My first one was setting up the profiles and getting data store to work, which was a project all of its own. And then I found out it wasn't even the hardest thing I was going to do this week. So then I had to find a way to make sure that a counselor can only be connected to one anonymous user at a time, and also make sure that that room stays closed to 2 people, so nobody else can log into it. And I also had to make sure that they only could access logged-in counselors, which was quite a fun project that took quite a while and a lot of brain power, but it really paid off. And there were a lot of emotions once we got some of the things to work on this page, so it's really nice to be able to sit here and present it.
Also another one, GitHub. After I got the live chat working, we tried to deploy it, right? All of it was gone immediately. I lost so much work, and then all of it was just gone, and so we had to spend another 2 hours just to get all the files back, and it was a nightmare. But it's working now, and we're just hoping that this thing can help some people.
Any questions?
With the, because you can only be with counselors that are logged in, is there any way that you think you can extend resources outside of yours so that those people waiting aren't just sitting in?
Yeah, we're actually on. The question was, if somebody can't actually access a counselor, is there a way we can give them those resources? If we click this, right now we have the no counselors available right now. We're likely going to add that same additional resources tab that is in the live chat on the wait page as well, because in a situation like this, there are likely more people who need help than those who are able to give help. Any other questions? That's what
Somebody, please.
I just want to start by saying I love your project. It's amazing.
Thank
you. How does it feel being able to make a chat in real time? My question is for Lionel and for Andre, what did it feel like finalizing the real time chat?
So, Josue's question was, what did it feel like to finalize the live chat? Lionel and I can talk to you about that for sure.
I'm literally shaking right now. I want you to understand.
We do not recommend live chats
But
for
if you are-
any future CSSI programs. Don't do it.
But if you are going to use it, talk to us. We got the code for you. It was ridiculous. Like, I almost started crying. It was so much work. Am I crying? I can't tell.
It's not that bad.
It was literally like lifting 1,000 weights off your back. It made the entire project work. It made everything worth it. And just knowing that it could actually help someone, like,
yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
That's the biggest thing. Like, we wanted something that didn't just, well, it wasn't just something to do in the meantime. Like, we see ourselves actually making this be a international platform. I have a lot of faith in this. I think that this is something cool, something different, and something that's in high demand. So I really feel like this is something that 10, well, hopefully not 10, 5 years from now, you know, you see us on the news, talking about how we had major depression at CSSI, closing the live chat trash.
Any other questions?
Actually, can you talk a little bit about how the chat rooms work? I'm curious about how that response.
So, I know some basics of what happened. Lionel can tell you the in-depth part, but I can tell you there's a lot of Python handlers and a lot of JavaScript.
So the question was, can we go into a little bit more detail about how chat rooms actually work? Currently, I'm not 100% sure. We have it to where we have a .get and a .post, and we have a variable, an actual array inside of the actual chat handler. There's a for the get and the post, and the get posts it into the actual array, and then somehow the get takes it out, and we somehow print it out, and it goes through jQuery through a loop for the chat, and then if it's not a blank statement, then it'll actually print it out.
We actually have a bug, and the bug is very necessary. Like, if we remove the bug, the chat won't work anymore. So is it really a bug?
It's a feature.
It's a feature. It's the main feature.
Yeah.
I literally fixed the bug before we got out here, and then it broke the website. So I was like, you know what? Let's just keep it.
You ain't heard no better.
Any other questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys. So these guys came from zero to hero in like 3 short weeks. I think they deserve a round of applause from us. Are there actually any audience comments? Any audience members want to say anything? Eric?
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? So 16 days ago, right? So in the interim, while you guys were apparently learning soup to nuts about how to build distributed systems, I went to New York. I met my manager, did a whole bunch of stuff. When I left you guys, you were working on understanding functions, right? Right, we were working like, what is a string? And now you're talking about like talking to data store and merging in Git and APIs. Like I think I thought about mentioning the acronym API abbreviation. I was like, no, let's leave that out. They'll get to that. My dear God, like just the distance that you've come in 16 days is mind blowing. Man, it's amazing. I hope you guys really take that to heart, just how far you've come. The things that you've done take people years sometimes to learn. You're going to walk into your university experience having a tremendous background in computer science already, having done something that is non-trivial. I mean, all of these apps, all these sites that I saw today, these are non-trivial things. Like these are serious things that somebody could go out and market, you know? I mean, it's awesome. You know, this is beyond Hello World. It's so my hat goes off to you. That is just amazing. I am super impressed. Yeah. I hope you all come back and work for us someday. That's it right
Sing for us.
No, I'll sing later. After this, sing.
You promise?
So yeah, basically just, I don't really know what I'm gonna say. Anyway, so yeah, just to go through the process. So day one, they walked in, and then I came in around the time that they started learning command line, which was the first thing that they learned, was Unix command. And the looks on their faces was like, what the hell is going on? And then by the end of the day, they casually learned HTML, CSS. Over the next 2 days, they learned, what was it, JavaScript and jQuery. So yeah, they just rolled through that like it was nothing. And then Yvette and Lori taught them Python up until inheritance with object-oriented programming in a day and a half, right? So basically, I'm just echoing what you just said. Like, it's crazy what y'all have done, right? So I just want to applaud you and all the people who helped the CSSI. This has been incredible. But like, the next steps is what's really important. Like, y'all have been armed with these skills.
Hi, Jimmy.
Yeah, I was gonna talk next.
Jimmy taught him command line. So yeah, so anyway, like what y'all have learned is like more than what Mark Zuckerberg knew when he made Facebook. Jimmy, you're on the big screen.
Whoa, where are you?
Where are you, Jimmy? You're muted. You can't hear you.
I said I'm in the micro kitchen. There are bubbles here. You said it. No, I'm in Kirkland.
Oh.
That's where I ordered.
Oh.
There are boats.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So basically all I'm saying is like, no matter what major you go into, no matter what profession you go into, like, realize the power that you have right now. Like, y'all can like literally build anything. And so just act upon that, right? Like, use the skills that you've learned and like move with that, whatever that means. You know? And we'll talk afterwards.
Alright, I wasn't going to be super profound or anything. I just wanted to say, I told you all you could do it. From the beginning, when we were doing all this, all the command line, all the HTML, CSS, I said it's going to be a lot, but you know, nobody's ever not done it at the end and created something awesome that you can be proud of, so go you.
So I had the pleasure of traumatizing you guys a few times, both reminding you of JavaScript when you were trying to do Pythons and get rid of those pesky curly braces, and I could see the hate in your eyes, not for me, but for the code. It was kind of awesome. And then I made you learn a dabble of inheritance a day later. And I really was like, okay, I'm waiting for Steam, and I could see it, and it was happening. But you guys stuck with us, and I'm actually super, super proud of you guys for doing 3 weeks of this craziness on zero sleep, lots of sugar, with all these new people that you've met. I hope that you take this and keep in touch with all the people around you. Your classmates are a huge resource for you. You should be really proud of yourselves, really proud of each other, and know that all the Googlers that have worked with you are super proud of you too. I know I am. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. Good luck in college. It will be another amazing experience.
Okay, one last thing. One more round of applause for the volunteer Googlers. Okay, CSSIs, you're graduated. Okay, where's Rachel? Oh, there. You probably have some announcements.
Sure.
Cut it.